Today we're covering the brand new Epson Lifestudio Grand Plus, the follow-up of one of our favorite ultra short throw projectors, the LS800. Back in 2022 when Epson released the LS800, it featured 4,000 lumens of brightness, and you could place it just a few inches away from the wall, pair it with a 120-inch ambient light projecting screen, and get a pretty bright, sharp image even with some lights on in the room. It came with Yamaha 2.1 speakers, a Google-powered smart TV interface, Epson's 3 LCD chipset, 10-bit color, and low input lag for gaming. For a projector that sat on your media cabinet and replaced your TV with a 120-inch or more picture, it was hard to beat for the price. Well, the Grand Plus is the next chapter. It's designed to replace the LS800 and move the whole concept forward with a shorter throw distance that supports up to 150 inches, an improved 4K system, HDMI 2.1 with 4K at 120 Hz for gaming, Bose audio, and Google TV with Gemini built in natively. Now, before we get into the details, it is worth addressing the obvious question. Why get a projector, especially a UST, instead of a big TV? Well, TVs are getting larger and more affordable, and a good TV will still beat a projector on contrast, black levels, and peak brightness. But if you want to go really big, say 120 inches or more, a UST setup is still the more practical and cost-effective way to get there right now. We have a full video on the projector versus TV debate that I'll link down below, and if you're still on the fence, our team is always happy to help you figure out what makes sense for your space at audioadvice.com. You can chat or call with one of our experts right now. Now, in terms of build and design for this new Grand Studio, it doesn't stray far from what Epson has been doing with this line. It comes in black or white, and it shares the same exact dimensions as the LS800. Now, it's designed to sit right on the media cabinet or credenza right up against your wall. Plus, it still fits that salamander-designed Chicago cabinet, which is built specifically to house it, and Epson also offers wall mount options if you'd rather get it off your furniture entirely. Now, one thing I'll note when it comes to the updated remote for this one, it now has a built-in microphone for that Gemini voice interaction that I'll talk more on later. But one thing I do wish was that it was backlit. Now, I will say the layout is intuitive enough that it becomes pretty comfortable to use in the dark fairly quickly, but it is one thing worth knowing about. Now, one of the things that makes the Grand Plus stand out, even against other USTs, is the throw distance. It only needs 6.8 inches from the lens to the wall to produce a 120-inch image. At 100 inches, that drops to less than 4 inches, and at 150 inches, it's 11.2 inches. Those are extremely short distances, even by ultra short throw standards. It's competing with USTs like the Hisense PX3 Pro or the Nexigo Aurora Pro Mark III, which require more distance at every single screen size. So this means the Epson fits on a shallower piece of furniture without overhanging the front and gives you more flexibility with the placement. In fact, if you're working with a standard 8 or 9 foot ceiling, there's also enough headroom for a 150-inch screen. If you use a thin frame screen, the total system height at 150 inches comes out to around 7.6 feet, so you can have a massive, almost floor to ceiling image in a standard 8 foot ceiling room, which just looks incredible with this. Now, let's talk about the picture on this one, because this is where the upgrade from the LS800 is most apparent. The Grand Plus uses Epson's new 4K display technology, which works differently from the 4K Pro UHD system in the LS800. Where Pro UHD shifted pixels along one axis, the new system uses dual-axis precision shift glass plates to produce a full 3840 by 2160 image on the screen. Now, during our testing, fine detail was just more resolved, textures read a lot more clearly, and the image held up better on content that had a lot of fine patterns like fabric, sports uniforms, and the background detail in the films was just a lot more clearer. When it comes to brightness, it's rated at 4,000 lumens for both color and white output, and that balance matters a lot more than most people realize here. A lot of projectors advertise a high white lumen number, but then have a much lower color brightness, which is what you're actually seeing during normal content. Because Epson uses 3 separate LCD chips, one for each primary color, the color and the white lumens are equal. You also avoid the rainbow effect that can show up on single chip DLP projectors, and the color accuracy stays super consistent across all sort of content types. Now, on the HDR side, the Grand Plus takes a step forward over the LS800, and it now has dynamic tone mapping. The previous generation used a more static approach to tone curve adjustments, while the new processing does a much better job preserving bright highlights while still holding on to that shadow detail. We thought that dark scenes just revealed a little bit more information and bright scenes looked a little more controlled, and overall HDR has a more balanced feel to it. Now, I will note here that the Grand Plus does support HDR10, but it does not support Dolby Vision or HDR10+, so you will want to keep that in mind if those formats matter to you, although we thought with HDR10 and the dynamic tone mapping, it performed really well over the LS800 and is a great step forward. Now, when it comes to setting it up, the Grand Plus has 4 different picture modes: dynamic, standard, cinema, and natural. For sports and everyday viewing with the lights on, dynamic is a pretty good choice because it gives you the most brightness. But for movies, cinema is where we spent most of our time because it has more accurate colors and it's easier on the eyes for longer sessions. Natural is the most precise if you want to dial things in even further. Our recommendation is to find the mode that fits your daytime lighting situation and then just switch to cinema or natural for when you are using it for movie nights. Now, another thing I want to go over is what to project it on. You can project this onto a wall or a standard screen, and some people do, but we would strongly recommend pairing this with an ALR screen or ambient light rejecting screen, especially if your room has overhead lighting or it has windows in it. The screen surface on those ALR screen uses a sawtooth optical pattern that rejects ambient light from above and the sides while still directing the projected image toward the viewer. That's what keeps the picture really clean with the lights on. Now, in our testing with the Grand Plus, even when we had some overhead lights on and natural light coming in through the windows, the colors stayed relatively vibrant and the image held up pretty well. Now then, when you go to dim the lights and you put the shades down, it gets noticeably better, but for everyday use, you don't really need to manage the room the way you would with a front projector because it shows up on that ALR screen so beautifully. Now, on another note here, while we were running it, the Grand Plus runs at 29 dB maximum noise versus the 32 dB on the LS800. It's not a massive difference, but it's something that we did notice when you're watching in a quiet room, and during a quiet scene, the fan is way less noticeable than the LS800, so that's a great upgrade. Now, gaming is also a significant upgrade. The LS800 topped out at 4K 60 frames per second, and the Grand Plus supports 4K at 120 Hz with auto low latency mode, which means the projector detects when a game console is connected and switches to low latency mode automatically. So for fast-paced games like first-person shooters or sports titles, the combination of the HDMI and auto low latency mode makes a pretty big difference over the LS800. In our testing, the input lag was around 20 milliseconds at 4K 120, which puts it in a comfortable range for most gamers. Of course, if you are a competitive gamer, you might still be using a gaming monitor, but if you want to play in your living room on a massive screen, you don't have to worry about having extreme input lag. Plus, that HDMI 2.1 port supports HDR gaming too, so you're getting the full picture from a PS5 or Xbox Series X. Now, 2 of those 3 HDMI ports are the 2.1 rated for 4K 120, and the third is HDMI 2.0 for up to 4K 60. And one of the 2.1 ports does carry the eARC for routing audio if you're going to use a receiver with this. Okay, now on the audio side, the Grand Plus has a Bose system built in, a 2.1 configuration with 2 1.8-inch full-range drivers and a 3-inch woofer, plus custom spatial processing in 4 EQ modes: cinema, dialogue, music, and standard. It is a step up from the Yamaha system in the LS800, but if you're used to a proper sound system, you'll notice the gap pretty quickly here. Sure, it works fine for casual use. Maybe if you're going to move the projector in the backyard for a movie night or a room where dedicated audio isn't in the plan yet. But at this screen size, this experience really does call for a dedicated audio system. Even a good soundbar will be a pretty noticeable improvement, and ideally, if you're pairing it with a full surround sound setup, that's going to get you the most immersive image and sound for your setup, which we highly recommend. Okay, next is something that's really cool that I want to talk about, and that's Gemini. It's truly one of the most unique parts of this Grand Plus. Now, Google TV with Gemini is built in natively to this projector, and it's developed in partnership with MediaTek and Google. The difference from the older Google Assistant experience is how the interaction works. Google Assistant was command-based, so short prompt, short answer. Gemini is a lot more conversational. You can follow up, add context, and refine what you're looking for without starting all over. Now, say you finished watching Silo and you want to find something new. Instead of a flat list, you get a visually organized response with cover art, show info, and follow-up suggestions. You can ask things like, tell me about Severance, or where can I watch the show Fallout? And it keeps the conversation going super naturally. Now, drill into a title and Gemini shows a summary, ratings, and a direct link to the streaming service that actually carries it. If Severance is on Apple TV and you have a subscription, it takes you straight there without any bouncing between all the apps. Now, sports searches pull up scores, highlights, and quick access to related content right on YouTube. And for educational or visual content, you can actually ask to see things like Van Gogh's most famous paintings and get a full screen gallery experience. In addition, Google Photos is also integrated here, so you can pull up pictures from your own library directly onto the projector. If you're sitting around with family and want to look at some photos, it's super easy to use and really, really cool. Now, this Gemini experience will come via a firmware update on March 30th, so unfortunately we didn't get to test it in person with our early model, but we did see some demos and it looks like it's going to be one of the clearest day-to-day differences between the Grand Plus and the LS800, and one of the reasons we'd actually recommend using the built-in Google TV platform here instead of immediately reaching for an external streaming device, which many of us might have done with the LS800 and other projectors. So using eARC and connecting it to a receiver and using that Google Gemini built-in directly is great because it also supports Dolby Atmos pass-through via eARC, so if you have an Atmos-capable soundbar or receiver, you're not giving anything up by staying right in that native interface. You don't have to choose between Gemini and good audio. You can get both using that eARC port. So it's a really great feature that we think is going to be awesome. All right, now let's jump back to the screens that this pairs really well with. You can use things like the EPV Darkstar UST 3, which comes from 126 inches to 150 inches in motorized fixed frame and electronic drop-down configurations. But if you're not going that large, Epson's Silverflex ALR screen in 100 or 120 inches is the more approachable option and pairs really, really well with this projector. Now, on the cost side, the projector paired with a 138-inch EPV Darkstar screen comes in around $6,300 roughly combined. Now, if you compare that to a 115-inch TCL Mini LED at $20,000 or a Samsung 150-inch around $30,000, the value case becomes pretty clear here to get a massive image for a pretty good price. So overall, who is this projector really for? Well, if you're shopping for a UST projector and you're coming in fresh, the Grand Plus is where we would point you to start. The picture is a lot better than the LS800, the gaming specs are a real step up, and the software is way more capable with Gemini built in, and the throw distance gives you a lot more placement flexibility. If you already own an LS800, the question becomes a little tougher. The picture and gaming improvements are real and they are worth considering, especially since the LS800 will not receive a Gemini firmware update, so if that's something that interests you, you're gonna need the Grand Plus. It's also a great option if you do decide to upgrade, but it's not totally needed if you love the image of your LS800. To wrap this up, the Grand Plus is a really well-rounded package and one of the more complete UST options available at this price, dare we say the best on the market at this price right now. Just go in knowing that a dedicated audio system and a good ALR screen are really part of the full setup here. The projector on its own is only part of the equation. If you want to talk through screen pairing, placement, or whether this makes sense for your room, our team is here to help you. You can also plan your space using our free home theater design tool that I will link down below. Now, if you want more details about this new Grand Plus from Epson, go over to audiodevice.com. I'll link our article down below where we go way more into detail and have all the specs there if I didn't cover something in this video. Now, thanks for watching. Please like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe so you don't miss anything that's coming up next, and we'll see you in the next one.